I think that anybody that has the ability to speak to someone young and has a small influence on them, take that opportunity and push them. Because sometimes we don't have somebody to push us. You know, it's different like when your mother tells you or your father tells you, but when somebody from the streets tells you and then like you look up to them or you have more of a connection with them, you just gotta, if you have the opportunity to help, you gotta help. That's it. Right? Muhammad Ali said, what? The good deeds you do on this earth is the rent you pay to be here, right? It's like you have to give back. You can only take so much before it's time to give back.
Hey, so we're gonna start now with some follow-up conversations, some follow-up questions from the audience. So if we wanna start with any questions you may have.
Okay, so that was a great conversation. As someone who was born and raised in Hoboken too, it's really awesome to see someone own a business and be successful in this town because of how much this town has changed. So I commend you for that. It's great. I'm curious, can you talk about what it means to you a little more? I know you touched on it, but what it means to be a business owner in this town. I mean, you talked about how you hire someone to come in and do the legwork in the beginning, and that's a lesson you learned. But what about being in Hoboken specifically? Like, how does that feel for you, especially being born and raised? Yeah,
it's surreal. I mean, just to be as an adult running in a store that I ran by during the St. Anne's Feast, and I would always see the old man that used to be here, Tito, you know, what was a flower shop, is amazing. You know, it's like, I feel beyond blessed. Yeah. You know, a lot of people don't have the opportunity to do business, period. And then to do business in the town that I grew up in, it's like just the cherry on top. So it means everything to me.
Yeah, it's the real dream of like growing up here, being successful, having a business, and experiencing all of that. I also wanted to ask about the mentorship that you were talking about. I agree with you that we have all these spaces that aren't being used, or they're being used at a limited capacity.
Right.
I think you talked more about like the entrepreneurship and financial aspects and sports.
Right.
How do you think we as a community, like people in this room, can take steps to going towards that? How do we advocate for that change in the town, in your idea?
Well, me personally, I know what I do. What I do is like I touch that topic with a lot of my clients that come in. I have the ability to sit with a lot of young guys coming out of high school, and I ask them, "Yo, what are you gonna do with your life? Like, what else? What's next?" Because it's a small gap from 18 to 21. So what you do in between is very important. And whenever I get I want to be a barber. Okay, no problem. I have a drawer with extra clippers. You come in, I'll teach you, and then I'll take you to the cosmetology school, and I'll get you enrolled. And I'll get you a discount because the owner's a friend of mine. So some of them go, some of them don't. I mean, I've been blessed to say that I've had at least 5 people go and 3 of them get their license.
That's awesome.
You know, so that's what I've done. I think that anybody that has the ability to speak to someone young and has a small influence on them, take that opportunity and push them. Because sometimes we don't have somebody to push us. You know, it's different like when your mother tells you or your father tells you, but when somebody from the streets tells you and then like you look up to them or you have more of a connection with them, right? Because they're coming from a place of being on the same level, right? As opposed to being your parent and having that hierarchy over you. So they're more receptive to that. So anybody that has the ability to influence somebody young, don't squander that, push them. And if they fail, that's on them. At least you took the initiative to try to help them out.
I think it's also telling that story, right? Telling the story from Junior of how it happened, where did he come from? Because then it's not just the people that you connect with on a daily basis at the shop. Now it expands to other people.
Right.
And I've seen like like I've connected with students, like, you know, and they're interested in certain things that I've been doing because I'm being able to put it out there, right? And having that message, and I always say it, that I graduated high school, and my time in high school, like with people who are doing amazing things.
Yeah.
So, and that was back in 2003, 2004.
Right.
You know, and that's when I give praise to Hoboken High School. Like, it's what you make out of it. The opportunities are there. There's room for growth, room for improvement, definitely. But bringing up the stories of people who went through it,
Right.
that helps solidify the learnings and then start create more conversations of what happens next. There's only also so much that you can do as a mentor. You mentioned like out of people who I talked to, 5 went, 3 graduated.
Yeah.
It's still movement, right? It's still moving forward, and I think there are ways to also do that systematically instead of just making it as initiatives individually. Because individually, you know, you can only do so much, and I told you that. But how do we push it so that it's something that there's already a system in place? How do we make the system work for us instead of us working for the system?
Yeah, I agree.
Definitely. I mean, you just gotta, if you have the opportunity to help, you gotta help. That's it. Right? Muhammad Ali said, what? The good deeds you do on this earth is the rent you pay to be here, right? It's like you have to give back. You can only take so much for it's time to give back. So, you know, I mean, I don't only like there's kids, all right, I take them to do the barbering thing, but I'm like, business is business. If you understand that there's a certain way to do business, then you could help a kid that wants to do construction. I have plenty of contractors that come in. There's been times I'm like, look, let me connect you with my friend. He owns his own contracting company. Maybe be a laborer. You can pick his brain. I'm gonna put you in the room with him. What you do after that, it's up to you. You know. So I've done that a few times, and I mean, I just like to see people win. I want to win. I'm attracted to winners. So if I have the opportunity to help somebody win, I'm gonna do it. That's it. Like if I gain or don't gain, that to me is enough. I don't look to gain anything from it. I look to see somebody else help their family, because I know what that's like to be stressed out and see your family, you know, coming from nothing and being able to build something. So when I see that, it resonates, and I'm like, yo, I gotta help this kid. Like, he looks lost. Let me talk to you. I was talking to a kid the other day. My friend opened up his own grocery store around the corner. And I catch this kid 9 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, yo, what are you doing outside? 9 in the morning, it's Friday. Why aren't you at school? Oh, I dropped out. I said, it's 2022, my man. You dropped out? I said, how do you do that? How do you drop out in 2022? It's your senior year, bro. I said, you got to follow the rules and everything in life. Everybody has a boss. The president answers to Congress. Everybody has to answer to somebody. You can't quit on yourself. So you didn't quit on the school, you quit on yourself. You have to go back, bro. You're not gonna do anything with your life if you don't have a high school diploma. You can't even work at McDonald's without a high school diploma. So, you know, it's just like, whenever I have those opportunities, I seize it, you know. That's it.
And it comes different when it comes from you.
Yeah.
It comes across differently. Any other questions?
I'm good.
Yeah. All right. Thank you so much, bro.
Thank you, man. Have a great night. Appreciate you guys.